Have you looked at your home and thought, I want to do some things to style up some areas, but I just don't have the time to do it. I know it's going to eat up too much time. I'm telling you, there are some things that you can do in a matter of minutes that truly make a big difference in your spaces. That's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to go over 10 small tips of how to make your spaces a little cozier, a little more styled up in just a matter of a few minutes. So you've got this great spot in your living room. It's cozy, you've got a comfortable chair, you've got this nice little plant thing going on, but it still feels off and feels a little dark, maybe not as cozy as you had hoped. There's a simple solution to this to warm it up. It takes a matter of really seconds to address this issue. Boom. Add a lamp. A lamp will warm up a corner, brighten up a corner. It's as simple as placing it, plugging it, and flipping on the switch. It might take a little extra time to find the right one, but you may have the right one in your house already. It just needs a new home. Easy, cozy, perfect. Remember that corner that we warmed up by adding a lamp? Well, let's make that corner into something cozy for yourself. You might be an avid reader. Make it a reading nook. To do that, maybe add a couple of your favorite bookends to hold something that you're in the middle of reading. Or, if not the bookends, just, a nice spot for your book to lie. Or maybe add a nice little coaster. So you've got a place for your book. You've got a place for maybe you like enjoying a cup of coffee in the morning and reading a book or reading the newspaper. You'll want a nice little table to hold your paper or your book, a coaster for your coffee or your tea so you can cozy up and do that. Or maybe that little nook is the place that you like to do your knitting or things like that. Make sure you've got a nice little basket nearby that holds whatever project you might be working on currently. The whole idea is when you sit down to do whatever you're going to do, if you're going to sit and read, if you're going to sit and knit, make sure that it has all the things that you need so that you can just sit, relax, and be. If you're having to chase down all of these things, and then by the time you finally get to sit down, you realize, oh, I've got to get up and go do the other thing. If those things are already in place for you, it's the perfect spot to just sit, relax, and be. Everybody should have their own little cozy corner, their own little spot where you can create your little oasis, your little place where it's cozy for you. That's your relaxing place. You talk to a lot of people, and I'm in a lot of homes, and I hear, well, that's her chair or that's his chair. And it's not that we're creating a don't go there, this is my zone. It's your place. You've made it comfortable for you. And that's what we're talking about here. Create that little nook that is cozy for you, that has all the little things that make you happy. All right, another tip that is great, something you can change out and change a look completely in just a matter of minutes, is with your pillows and your throws. We've got this great comfy chair. We've got a nice neutral pillow going on that gives us a little texture. We've got the nice throw. This is kind of more of an elegant look that we have going on. Well, I'm tired of this look. I need something different. I want to refresh it. It's as simple as taking the pillow away and taking the throw away and adding something different. So say I want to give this a little more of a casual look. I've got a more casual pillow going on, and I'm bringing in more color as well with this nice casual chunkier knit on the throw, and also bringing in some of those blues, some of those teals, and some of the cranberries. So I've completely transformed the look in a matter of minutes. You may have a collection of pillows. Okay, here's the thing. I have a lot of you ladies that come into the shop and you say, oh, my husband will kill me if I get one more pillow. Get over it, guys. This is the most inexpensive way to change out a space, to add a different pillow and add a different throw. It costs a whole lot less money and is a whole lot easier than changing out the furniture itself. Sure, sometimes that's needed too, but if we're trying to do a quick turnover refresh, a fresh pillow and a fresh throw completely transforms the space. It's simple, it's easy, and it's inexpensive. All right, say you've got this great space in your room. You've got the cozy sofa to sit on, you've got the nice cozy pillow to curl up in, you have your coaster for your coffee mug, your tea mug, or maybe a glass of wine. You have really put some thought into, this is going to be my cozy little spot. But looking at it, it still feels a little flat, or it still feels a little cold and not so homey. What else can you do? Well, there's one simple tip that is probably my favorite tip to add to the space. Bring nature in and add some plants. All right, you're saying, Jen, I kill every plant that comes into my presence. Don't go live, go artificial. There's some really good ones out there. We've got some great ones here. I'm really picky about this. If you're gonna bring the artificial in, make sure it doesn't look artificial. You want it to look real, realistic, right? Not that you're trying to fool anyone, but honestly, there's good quality ones out there that don't cost a whole lot of money. Think about what would fill the space. We brought in this nice big grass to really fill the space, add some height and add some life, bringing the outdoors in. That warms up a space. Or maybe this tall plant isn't your thing. Fine, just add a little plant life in a vase on the table, or you can layer them like you see here, just adding some kind of life. If you're a plant lover, by all means add the real thing. Those are great too, but sometimes you've got a room that doesn't quite get the right light or whatever. You might need artificial, but just adding some kind of plant life, some kind of greenery to a space, it truly does warm it up, make it feel cozy, and brings life. So say you brought this beautiful piece home, a cabinet, and you've placed it in the perfect spot, you've added your lamp, you've got your pictures behind, but it's still falling a little flat. My next tip that you can do in just a matter of minutes is add decor to this space to really bring it to life and make it flow and work with the room, to incorporate it into the room. I'm gonna add both of these guys to my space. Greenery, right? And some nice vase in two different styles. My idea here is I want to balance it out. So I've got that heavy lamp on one side, trying to balance the heaviness on the other side. That does it for me, but it's still falling a little flat. It still needs a little more something. So we're gonna add a couple more items. I'm going to add a clock over here, and this guy maybe right over there. Much better. Could probably use a couple more things, but I think this is good for now. Gonna live with it, sit with it. That's something, you don't have to do everything all at once. Maybe add a few things, live with it, let it sit with you for a little bit, and then if you look at it and think, that kind of needs some retweaking, or I need to add something else, then do. But don't feel like you have to spend hours on something like this. Just grab a few things, put them down, let it sit, and if you like it, great, leave it. If you don't, add to it. But we do have a couple of empty shelves down here, and it definitely does need something there. So we're gonna add a little color and a little fun. We've got the car to kind of go with the car theme and the art, and we've got this cute little fish that brings in the teal. So we're just gonna place those there and there. A little tip, these shelves are deeper. You don't wanna place them way back in there. They kind of get lost. Leave them closer to the front. No, it's not a waste of space. It's just good decor. Another super simple, super quick tip is to change out your rug. Roll it up, take it out, roll down a new one. It's as simple as that. Sure, you might have to move a little bit of furniture, but that's okay. Changing out a rug really changes out the look of the space. So here we've got something nice and neutral going on, but the opportunities to change it out are endless. If we want to change it out and add a pop of color and some funkiness, we can do that. If we want to do something a little more traditional and brighten it up, we can do that. Or if we want to add some moodiness, we can do that. A super simple tip that again will only take minutes to change out a space is add a mirror. If you need to make a space look a little larger, longer, wider, add a mirror. This one's super simple. It's a floor mirror. You don't even have to hang it. It's as simple as carrying it in, placing it in its spot, and walking away. Say you've got this empty wall space, or you've got this cute little shelf, but it's looking kind of stale. You can restyle that in just a matter of minutes by curating things around the house, just switching out what you have on the shelves. Or say you've got this empty little wall and it needs something, you can add a little shelf like this, change it out through the seasons or change it out every once in a while. It's a great way and a fast way to make a space look completely different in a matter of minutes. Doesn't cost a whole lot of money to do because you can just use items that you have around the house, switch those things out. You know, I was just at a client's house earlier this week and they had a lot of decor out and they said, do we need to par this down? I said, probably. And they said, we need to get rid of stuff. And I said, well, no, you don't need to get rid of it. Just, it doesn't all need to be out on display all the time. Just use some items out and rotate them every once in a while. So you're still using the stuff you love, but not all at once. This is a perfect example of that. Here we've got some negative space where some of the shelves don't have anything at all on them, and that's okay. We don't need to fill every single space with a bunch of stuff. We just want it to look balanced and cool. Another super simple thing to do within a matter of minutes is change out the china on your dining table. Now, some of you may be saying, Jen, don't set out china at my dining table, thank you, or don't have a dining table at all. Not a problem. Do consider, though, the place that you usually eat, maybe just having a charger and some nice tablecloths or something like that out at each spot, just to kind of dress up the look. This is still left over from my Christmas into winter look, and we're going to change it out to something a little more springtime. And just like that, we have our spring look at the table. This is the china that I'm going to use. I've decided this is the charger I'm going to use. This is the beginnings of the centerpiece. I'll add a little more to it to fill it out. I always keep my silver branches as my staple. It's amazing how they just transition from one season to the next so perfectly. The silver is just such a neutral that can be used with just about anything. Some of you may want to place a runner down the table. Some of you are tablecloth people. That's fine. But this is the transformation that I think I'll do for this spring.